Hello, I'm Scott Bulgy here with the one half of the flyweight title fight at Cage Warriors 192. Jawany Scott, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Pleasure to be here. It's good to talk to you about the fight coming up. That I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah.
And how are you feeling ahead of this opportunity?
Ahead of this opportunity, I'm feeling quite good. Obviously, it's the main opportunity that I wanted for when I initially
Yeah.
signed with Cage Warriors, and obviously I've overcome a lot of obstacles or other opponents. I'm finally here now, so yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. Everything that I visualize is finally coming to plan. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna take it.
And you talk about obstacles. Let's chat about that just a little bit of through the fights. In your last one against Tuma, you knew that you had that title fight lined up already in the bag. Remember you started talking to me about that last time.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
then this opportunity came up and you're like, I don't want to wait, just don't want to sit about being inactive. Give me this fight, let me fight. That was a risk because if you had lost that fight, then that title fight, that may have just been gone for you. What was going through your head heading into that fight?
Yeah, exactly. Initially when they had offered me a fight, I don't even think it was two. I think they offered me another opponent before that um, um, to fight, obviously, and I think I said yeah as well. But then if that fight fell through, then they offered two more, and I think from what I heard, they really Tuma's like Tuma's coaches and whatnot favored themselves to really fight me. They wanted it. And I knew in the back of my head when I accepted the fight, obviously, if I lose this fight, then I lose the opportunity. But
Yeah.
to be honest, for once I signed a contract to fight Tuma, I didn't even think about that again. And I didn't really too care. I was just more, I was quite confident that I was going to come away with the win. I knew he was quite game as well. Um, and I knew that he was a champion in like a Swedish promotion as well. So yeah, I knew
Yeah.
he was quite experienced. I knew his game. I knew he was quite skilled. But yeah, I always favor myself, regardless of who I'm up against.
And how good was it to get back in the finish column? You got a finish in your Cage Warriors debut. You then got that split decision, unanimous decision, and back with that second round knockout. How what?
Yeah,
How was that?
yeah, it felt good. It felt good. Definitely felt good. Even initially because in the first round of that fight, obviously it was quite tough, and I think
Yeah.
Tuma even just about edged it as well. But then once I was able to like get my bearings, come the second round, I just put the pace on him, and yeah, I was able to like knock him out. So that was good.
And you did have obstacles in the fight before that. You had Davide in the unanimous decision. Now,
Yeah.
he was a bit dirty, did like to grab that cage quite a bit. How difficult is that as a fighter who you're just trying to take them down and they are just blatantly just holding onto that cage? Do you feel like
I,
more punishment needs to happen?
yeah, I think to be honest, I didn't notice it happening until I think the last time, and that's when my coaches like literally flipped out,
Yeah,
and then I think the point got deducted. But during it, when it was happening, in my head, I was like, "Yeah, why is this guy so difficult to take down?" Because obviously I didn't realize, so I was
yeah.
kind of questioning myself at the time. And plus, yeah, Davide is a game opponent. He's quite skilled as well on the feet, on the ground. Um, but yeah, it was one of the fights that I had to kind of grind out. So I'm happy I came through on the other side of that.
And now you're obviously are facing the champion. Do you feel like one of the advantages you have over him is the fact over the recent years you've been fighting, you've been able to get wins, you have that cage time. Do you feel like you're going to have that advantage just because whether it's his own training injuries or fight cancellations, he was not being able to get in that cage and fight?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely think that that is one of my biggest advantages going into this fight now that I've been active, I've been facing good opponents, I've had cage time, I've gained the confidence within that cage as well as he's wouldn't like to say sitting out, but he's not been active within I think almost 2 years now, and come up
Yeah.
against someone who has been active from the moment they signed, it's not going to be an easy task, and also as well obviously I favour my skill set against him. As skilled as I know he is, I'm always going to favour myself, and I'm always going to say that definitely come there to put the pace and push him and get my hand raised at the end of it.
And you've done this title opportunity quite quick as well. It was the beginning of last year when you made your debut in Cage Warriors, and you have been rewarded with your activity at levels as well as your support as well as the performances you have done in the cage. Do you feel like organizations are starting to value that activity? If you stay active, you're going to get that shot. You have you getting this opportunity with a year and a bit in the cage, in the Cage Warriors. You have people like Josh Van, who is probably going to be next in line for the flyweight title,
Yeah.
as well as Diego Lopez, who wasn't that long in the UFC before he got that opportunity. Do you
Yeah.
really feel like organizations now are valuing fighters who are willing to step up on quick turnarounds?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I think it's only right that promotions give these opportunities to people that
Yeah,
are active, because these are people that are staying in the gym. These are people that are training hard, and regardless of who you are or whatever promotion you signed to, within your weight division, your main goal is to fight for that belt and hopefully get a belt. And I know that everyone within a division, you get injuries, you get pullouts. So I understand that sometimes things do end up falling through, and it's not always your fault. But regardless of that, it's your responsibility to try as best as you can to stay healthy, stay active, and also not just matter of staying active, but fighting good opponents. You know what I mean? Don't just look
yeah.
for easy fights that you're gonna be able to knock the guy out or sub him easily, but fights that are gonna push you, fights that are gonna give like the fans good viewership. You know, they're gonna want to come and watch you because they're gonna see a new skill set from you. So yeah, yeah, as well as activity, good opponents is definitely key as well.
And how does it feel to be fighting in your hometown? Because I remember back in March in last year when you made your Cage Warriors debut, you got that win, you climbed over the cage, you jumped into the crowd, and you could just see the support that was there already. Since then, you've been able to get that fan base on your back, be able to grow your audience, and you've got even more. How big is the support?
Honestly, the sport is so big. I always get people messaging me, even people that I don't know, as well as obviously my friends, my family, my training partners, and obviously also people within my city as well that I know and I don't know as well. Yeah, a lot of people want to come and watch me. A lot of people just want to support the journey, and I appreciate it so much as well. Even within the first fight that I had, I was actually surprised the amount of support that I got, and I was also surprised at how loud my support is each time I'm there as well. They make a lot of noise for me, and obviously promotions and people like to see that
Yeah.
there's a bit of hype, or this person is liked within their own city. You know what I mean? Because they'll do anything they can to keep that person there so that they can sell tickets, so that they can fight and be exciting whenever that promotion comes to that town. And I think that's important as well.
And how does it feel knowing that they have put that title in your hometown of London? They could have potentially waited a few 2 more months and get that in that Newcastle card, but no, they're putting it in London. They're putting it in the capital, and all the lights are going to be on you in the main event.
Yeah, it feels good, but I'll be honest. Regardless of that, wherever the fight would have taken place, I would have been ready, and I would have felt just as comfortable.
Yeah.
I think it was my first. I think it was my first 3 or 4 fights, professional fights. They were all away. They were all. I think most of them was abroad or something like that. But yeah, they weren't in London. I think my first 3 or 4. Yeah, so I just look at it as I got a job to do, so I'm gonna do it wherever they put me.
Yeah, because you kind of brought up your first couple of fights. I know you have fought for Aries over in France. How was that experience? Because obviously they are that big name in Europe besides Cave Warriors.
Yeah, Aries was a very good promotion to actually fight for as well. The way the show's run, the crowd, obviously the French crowd, they're so rowdy, man, and they get behind their fighters so much as well. So that was a very good experience for me. And also another good experience being there was the level of opponents that they actually have
Yeah.
within French MMA. Like everyone is top tier, they're very good. Well, the two opponents I faced when I fought in Aries, they're quality opponents, you know what I mean? So again, yeah, like if you look at my track record of my opponents, you can see that I'm fighting good guys, whether they're experienced all round, whether they're experienced in jiu-jitsu or boxing or wrestling or whatever. I'm fighting quality opponents, and that's just a credit to my skills as well. If I'm able to come out on top.
And then when you did go from amateur to pro, you have changed weight classes to flyweight. I know you were at bantamweight for your amateur career. Is that just due to the weigh-ins were a bit different? They've gone from same day to day before, or what's the reason for the change?
No, I think when I was amateur, it was still day before. When I was amateur, it was still day before. And to be honest. I was only fighting bantamweight because I didn't want to cut weight, man. 'Cause I wasn't much of 61 at the time. I really wasn't much. But yeah, I felt comfortable fighting at almost basically, let's say, close to my natural body weight. And again, I was fighting good opponents, you know what I mean? So I wanted
Yeah,
to feel my best and be my best. Um, and again, yes, the level of opponents, I didn't want to drain myself at all and go down or whatnot. I wanted to stay where I was healthy, stay where I was able to train regular and fight as regular as possible. Even when I was boxing as well, I think that was the same way I was fighting at 61, or 61 or 60, something like that. Yeah, so I was quite comfortable fighting. They were easy to make as well. And to be honest, I was just lazy. I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to cut weight. But as it's professional now and I'm getting paid, uh, and I feel like I have a much better chances at fighting at a lower weight category.
you didn't want to stop the takeaways from being delivered.
Nah, man. Even now, it's hard. It's hard. Now that I've got weight, I'm just thinking about food and my body starts breaking down. I hate it. Don't even remind me.
And what is your go-to meal? Because obviously you are cutting weight just now, so you are so when you do after the fight, you can't really eat that much either because you just get so full so
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
But what is your go-to?
So so after I weigh in, as soon as I weigh in, the first thing I was like, so I don't start eating food obviously because you can't. Our stomach's
Yeah,
shrunk, and as you said, we'll get bloated and whatnot. But the first thing I actually start snacking on is Pringles because it's like high in salt. It's high in sodium, isn't it? So I just start snacking on that first for like probably the first 45 minutes, half an hour. But later on in the evening, obviously I'm Jamaican, so I like to get some rice and peas, some chicken, and some planting and something like that. But yeah, that's my main thing, man. You're making me think about it now, man. I miss it.
well, you can get some after you get that title. Just go home
That's
and
it. That's it.
get in the restaurant. Just bring the belt out. Just be like, "Do I get champion discount?"
Yeah. That's it, man.
And then obviously as long as you are injury free, win or lose, when would you like to get back into the cage? I do know that in November, Cage Warriors are coming back to London. Is that
Okay.
kind of what you would be targeting?
When is it now? Oh, July. June, July, what's September? Yeah, definitely November. It will definitely be November because I've got some plans in December. So I was actually hoping that Cage Warriors wouldn't have a London card in December. So knowing that now, most likely be November. I would want to fight in November again. Yeah. To
And
defend it. To defend it. That's
yep.
it.
And what do you feel like you're going to get him out with? Is it going to be, do you feel like it's going to be that knockout, submission, or decision? I know you're not going to give out too much of your plan.
Yeah. To be honest, I'll take whatever is given. I'll take whatever is given. So it could go anyway. It could go anyway. Um, but I'd want it to be knockout definitely. But I'll take whatever is given.
And then obviously you're training at one of the best gyms in the UK, GB Top Team. You have a love for the Indigo at the O2. I've talked about that with Callum, but what do you feel like is your secret as to why you go into Indigo and you all get come out there with the win?
Yeah, you know what as well. I feel like it's just level of coaching we get, and obviously the amount of love that we get from everyone that comes to the gym, the training partners, and people that also don't even come to the gym, but they see us on social media. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So when those fans do end up coming to Indigo and they see that everyone is from GB Top Team, and most of the time when you have like let's say 5 or 6 GB TT fighters fighting on a card, majority of us are winning. So people love to see that, and people also like to think, okay, if these guys are winning fights in that fashion, they're doing something right. You know what I mean? And it's entertaining as well. So it just brings more eyes to the gym and to us as individual fighters as well.
and you do have two of the best flyweights in the world also at your gym. You have yourself, and then you have Kavaha.
Yeah.
What is that about you two who just like to dominate that flyweight division?
Yeah, yeah, man. No, like I said as well. It's definitely the coaching team as well, and it's also the camaraderie that we have within the gym. But that's only ever instilled from the coaches. You know what I mean? It comes from the top down. But yeah, with me and Lon as well, it's just constantly pushing one another, whether it's wrestling, whether it's jiu-jitsu, uh, or some form of grappling. It's just that constant battle of competition that he wants to get one up, I want to get one up whenever it's training. And not just that as well, we're just there to help each other. Whenever we want to work something out, or if he catches me with something, I'll ask him, how do you do this? You know what I mean? It's that it's that humility to be able to like still be a learner and still
Yeah.
want to learn from your friends, from your training partners, and from your coaches. So once you have that, you're just always going to want to level up and always want to be the best you can be.
And you guys have got a good range of athletes as well. You have yourself, Kawaha, Callum, who are the young ones in the gym, and then you have the older, more experienced people like Brad, who's returning to Cage Warriors. You also have
Yeah.
Nathaniel, and you'll be able to lean into their experiences, find out what they did wrong in their career, and kind of make sure not to follow that.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. They're good people to also talk about. Like you said, they've been in this game a lot longer than the rest of us. So they're good people to go to for advice, whether it's weight cutting, whether it's promoting yourself, whether it's getting sponsors. And like I said, another thing within that gym is that we're all such good friends that we all feel comfortable just to go to someone and ask, like, how do you do this? Or can you help me with this? Um, yeah, so it's a comfortable feeling knowing that there's other people that are a lot more experienced that I could just go to ask literally for anything. And it's not just them as well that fight. There's so many others as well. Like obviously Wesley, there's Emra,
Yeah.
there's Mike Ikendeo as well, who's now one of our coaches as well. There's also Don Wooden, who was the previous champion at bantamweight. So to be able to train with these guys and learn from these guys is just a privilege as well. And it's no wonder why a lot of us are like winning our fights and just getting better.
And what was it that kind of brought you into the sport?
Yeah, I was quite a naughty kid, you know, and it was one of my first MMA coaches that actually made me realize that I was quite good at fighting. So that's what made me be like, okay, I'll try out this MMA thing. Then he's the one that made me realize, you know what, you can make a career of it. 'Cause at first I was like, nah. But then once I thought, you know what, I actually like this. But then I went back to boxing and I wasn't too sure if I was going to come back and whatnot. But then I eventually did because I found Brad Pickett and started training with him alongside one of my other training partners. So yeah,
And if I was to give you that blank canvas on fight night, and you can do whatever you want, either any submission, any knockout, what are you choosing to get him out there? Is it a spinning head kick? Is it a Peruvian necktie? What is it?
you know, it'd probably be a if it'd probably be an uppercut or something. Yeah, but if it was a sub, yeah, if it was a sub, maybe say maybe say a rear naked. Sounds boring, but sometimes the simple things are most effective.
Exactly. And what has been the toughest fight so far of your career?
I'll definitely say the Jer fight. You know what I mean? I've watched a couple of his fights as well. I think Joe's like so skilled. I think he's a proper good fighter. I was quite gutted for him on his last outing as well.
Yeah.
But I know he's always training. I know he'll be back as well. And yeah, the guy deserves all the success that's definitely going to come his way. You know what I mean? So hope he just bounces back from that and gets back out there again.
Now, I'm going to ask about your opinion on this. Last weekend was the Cage Warriors in Manchester, the main event, Gittins versus Alessandro. It was meant to happen, then the alteration kicked in. What did you make
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah, I didn't really see much of it. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you, I tried to stay off social media, but I did see that my coach actually showed me that, and I saw that I don't remember the Italian guy's name. His coach got banned, isn't it?
Yeah, his coach got banned. Then Alexandro decided if he can't fight with his coach, he's not going to take the title fight.
Oh, so he pulled out.
Yeah, he pulled out because his
Oh
coach got the
man,
ban, and then he
yeah.
requested his release from Cage Warriors as well.
Oh, oh, shit, I didn't realize that happened as well. Yeah, sounds like a lot of drama. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but as a fan, to be honest, I would have been pissed. I would have been gutted not to be able to see like the main event happen. You know what I mean? Gittins is he's quite experienced as well, and he's quite an exciting fighter to watch. You know what I mean? He's a dog. He's game. He comes to fight. So it sounds quite disappointing that it didn't end up happening. But obviously, this is a fight game. Things happen even literally on the day of the fight. It's happened so many times. But other than that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I try to stay off social media and watch other fighters and other things that don't concern me. But yeah, I would have been gutted as a fan for sure.
If you were in something of that sort of situation, I know GB top team, they're professional, they're never going to
Yeah.
one, but would you have still gone out there without your coach?
No, that's a good question. That's a good question, man. Obviously, it's a chat that would need to have with obviously my coaches and whatnot. Because it depends on the opportunity. If it is a title opportunity, maybe the best decision is to go out there and fight. And to be honest, maybe my coach would want me to go and fight, but if he's been maybe being treated badly by the promotion as well, maybe I'll take that upon myself to be like, you know what, you don't treat us like that, or either if he can't come, then I won't come either. So yeah, it's a matter of having a conversation with my coaches for sure. But yeah, that's a horrible situation to be in, and I don't wish it on any fighter, to be honest. You
This
know what
is
I mean?
when the coach just gets that front row seat, just
Yeah.
right behind the cage.
But bear in mind, his coach was defending him, so rightly
Yeah,
so. You know what I mean? Of course, anything could happen. So I think it was it Gittins that pushed him?
Gittins pushed him, and
Yeah.
then the
So it
coach
could have been
kicked him.
anything. Exactly, it could have been anything. Gittins could have punched him. Gittins could have injured him before he went to fight. Who knows? So the coach was just trying to protect his fighter, and I don't think many people should have a problem with that.
Well, make sure you guys tune in to Keyboard 192 to see Jawany lift that title, and
Yes.
we can see that with a first round knockout.
Yes.
Is,
Yes. Yes.
is there
Definitely gonna happen.
anything you want to add, or anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, so obviously I want to shout out to some of my sponsors, BX3, Black Diamond, GB Top Team, Finesse Sports as well. And also I want to just say I appreciate all the support, all the messages that I'm getting as well for this fight. But yeah, tune in July the 12th and you know that as soon as that bell goes, I come to fight. So yeah, I'm pleased.
It's going to be performance of the night, and we can't wait to see you get that trophy. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. Thank you, Scott.